Hello, and welcome to another public class from HollyTreeEnglish.com. This is session 2 of a public class called The Why Factor. It is a class about motivation and motivation to learn English. So if this is a problem for you, please continue to watch, or you can also join. If you are subscribed to the mailing list for joining public classes, you can check your spam or junk folder because you have the link to join this class. So you can open the email class link, it's join session 2, and you can find where it says click to join. This is a link, and it will bring you to the class, and you click OK to see that the class will be on, because it will ask you if you are fine to be on YouTube, and you will be able to come to class. If you are not subscribed, I will be posting another subscribe link soon so that you can have access to future classes. So we are waiting for a student or some students to join. And if you, one more time, if you do not see the email to join, check your spam or junk folder, because you should have the link to join this class. And I will just make sure that no one is having any problems. So while we are waiting for a student to join us, I am going to begin by talking about what motivation means to me. To me, motivation means the push to do something. The push to do something is the thing that moves you forward. Sometimes things that move you forward come from inside you. They are things you need, things you want, dreams you have. And sometimes they come from outside you. Maybe your mother wants you to do this thing, and you are motivated because you want to please her. Maybe you are motivated because this thing will give you a better job. So motivation is a push, and it's very important in learning to have a push to learn. If you don't have a push to learn something, it is much harder and maybe impossible to learn it. So it's very important that you find a push to learn the thing that you want to learn. But how do we have this push? We have this push when we find the reasons why we should learn something. That is why this class is called the Why Factor. A teacher that I have taken some courses from has talked about research that he has found to say that why is the biggest motivator for learning something. So when you understand why you are learning something, you are more able and more likely, we can say it is more possible that you will learn it. So let's think about an example. One example of why you learn English is that maybe you are learning English to get a better job. Why do you want a better job? Maybe to provide more for your family, or maybe because you want to be able to move into a bigger house. Why do you want to provide for your family? Because you love them, right? So your why is because I love my family and I want to provide for them. This is just one example. And excuse me a second, my throat is a little bit dry today. Yes, I know. I have a big cup of coffee. Okay. And I am just going to talk about my why factor. I'm not studying English, of course, but I am studying some languages. I'm studying German, I am studying Russian, and I'm studying Spanish. And I'm just going to wait maybe 3, maybe 8 more minutes. So at the 15-minute point, if there are no students, I will close the session. Okay, so my why factor for German is that I love the language. That is part of my why. I study German because I love it. It's interesting to me, and I actually enjoy listening to German spoken. And also because German is in my family history. Before people in my family came to the US, some of them lived in Europe, near Germany. So that is important to me, that German is a part of my family history. Some of them also lived in Switzerland, where German is spoken. And my why factors for Russian are that, again, I love the language. I discovered in university that I love the language. I wanted to study a language and Russian was available. So then I discovered that I enjoy the language, and now I have students who speak Russian, and some of them have a low level of English, and um, some of them are more comfortable when I use English. So there is a good reason for me to study Russian. It helps me in my work, and then besides the fact that I love it. And for Spanish, um, I live in a part of the United States where a lot of people speak Spanish, so it's very helpful to know it. I grew up hearing Spanish often, or somewhat often, and I think Spanish is a very interesting language. So there is some motivation to learn Spanish. Um, I like making new friends and speaking their language with them. So if I learn Spanish, I can make Spanish speaking friends. Um, so there is that. And excuse me a second. Okay, so I have some really good why factors. Okay, I am just posting on on Google Plus to see if anyone is interested in joining the class. Okay. And we will just give it just 4 more minutes, a few more minutes to see if anyone decides that they would like to join. And session 2 is interesting. I am beginning to think that for a time, I might close session 2, meaning that I will not have session 2 at this time because it seems that many people do not want to join at this time, which is okay. But sometimes they do. So I don't know. If you watch this video and you can leave a comment to tell me if you think I should stop having session 2 at this time. But we are going to just give it a couple of more minutes. And I'm going to take a drink again. And then if I close this class time, if there is more interest in the future, I will open it again. So we will see. But nothing is definite, nothing is certain. I do not know if I will do this. So no one gets scared. Okay. So I will just continue talking about the why factor while we see if anyone wants to join this public class. So when you want to bring the why factor into your life, when you want to take the why out of your head and use it for something, you can make what I call a why list. The why list is a list of reasons that you want to learn English or learn something else, but it's very specific. It's not just generally, I want a better job. You must actually say a job that interests you or say where. For example, I want a better job in New York City. You need to be specific. And the question then is why? Why be so specific? The reason is that it helps you to feel the feelings. So when you think about a better job, it's, ooh, nice, a better job. But when you think about a better job in New York City, you can see in your mind a picture of New York City. Maybe you can feel the feelings you had when you visited New York City years ago, something like that. It makes the motivation more real if your why list is specific. So then when you make your why list, you need to have your why list in a place where you can see it often, where you can add to it when more reasons and thoughts come to your mind. Or you can also you can put some of these reasons in your calendar on your phone so that you see them often and it helps you to remember why you wanted to learn English. The most important thing is that you remember to be specific and that your why list is where you can see it. Okay, so it seems that we have no students for this session, so I am going to close the session. And if anyone has decided to watch the recording, I will say thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel or like it if this video was useful for you. And I will see you next time.